Terry Gilliam American, yes. He can make strange sounds, but he hasn't quite learned to talk yet. I remember him once. He has a relatively small vocabulary, I suppose. He says bunch a lot, when he means a lot. I remember him when we were flying over, we're doing a tour of Canada, and we're flying over the Great Lakes, and Terry looked out of the window and said, "Hey, you guys, a whole bunch of water." Which really sums Terry up, I think.
I mean, he's just as bright and as verbal as anyone. It's just that at moments it seems to leave him. I think at moments of creative excitement, I think that's when it tends to go. His legs are wonderful. Have you seen his legs?
Michael Payne was appallingly normal. He would agree with me there, I think. Yes, there he is, with wife and children, all very happy together, in not too large a house, not too small a house, in a not too nice part of London, that's not too awful either, with moderately terrible neighbours that are quite pleasant really when you get to know them.
Michael is, I think, probably the funniest, really, in conversation. He's delightfully silly, and he's liable to run into absolutely inspired spells of complete, well, it's creative genius, actually. I mean, he just goes in certain characters, and he just creates material. Really, the only person I know who can do that, apart from Peter Cook. He's a terribly nice man, Mike. I always thought he was much too nice for his own good.
Oh, Cleese. Yes, a strange fellow, Cleese. I've never actually seen the top of him, always in cloud.
I like John a lot. I think he's incredibly strange.
He's a very tender person, very shy and sort of really soft inside. He puts on this huge exterior and bluff. He gets very cross, you know, he gets very worked up, and the great thing about his comedy is he works it absolutely all out. It's all up front, straight out and used. It's very healthy. But he's really a cutie.
I don't know how to describe John. I think he would probably take sex too seriously, for instance. There'd have to be some other point other than pleasure in it, perhaps. It has to be a little cerebral. If he read, perhaps, some authority has said that it is extremely good, then it will be.
But Graham Chapman is probably more candid about himself than he is teasing about the others. For several years, he was almost an alcoholic.
Perhaps it's having come from a grammar school and going up with all those people in Cambridge and all that. I think I felt inferior, and that's the reason. And I suppose drink gave me courage to speak up and use my voice.
Graham was wonderful in his missing years, and in fact one misses him somewhat on some occasions, because it's stuffy and formal. One really needs Graham crawling around the room, trying to kiss all the men and insult all the women. I mean, it did have a certain dangerous, you are here now feel to it.
I mean, you know the story, and the answer really is that he's been an absolute transformation. Because there was a time when there was this strange, preoccupied creature wandering around, forever looking at his watch and missing the point of what was being said. And now he's transformed into a sort of benevolent, intelligent man who is completely with it and who knows what's going on.
For a time, he was outspoken about his homosexuality.
I suppose I'm outspoken about it probably overmuch, in fact, because I was crusading a little bit. I think the atmosphere is a lot healthier now. I've even had doubts myself, you know, on occasions, that I might perhaps be going the other way.
We go along different paths, really. It's like sort of knowing somebody who's on a railway line next to you, and you're not in the same carriage or in the same train, but you're going along together, waving happily at each other, and sort of, I think, respecting each other's differences, perhaps.
Oh, look! He has given us a sign! He has given us a show! The shoe is the sign. Let us follow his example. What do you mean? Let us, like him, carry one shoe, and let the other be upon our foot. For this is his sign, that all who follow him shall do likewise.
No, 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 no. The shoe is a sign that we must gather hold of good.
No. It's a sign that, like him, we must think not of the things of the body, but of the face and head.
Give me your shoe.
No, get up.
Stand up. No, it's not.
Get away! Keep one on!
Clear off.
Swallow the shoes. They will lead us to him.
All you who call yourselves goodies!
I think it's worth doing Python as long as we feel there are things to say, I suppose, and feel that there are things wrong as we look around the world. The world changes as well. It's never going to get the way we see it. I'm sure there is always something to flail out against as we sink into the oblivion.
Yeah, but if I see something now which there's bad language used and I enjoy it, I actually usually ring up the BBC. I don't give my name because they obviously think I've got an axe to grind.
Yeah.
Just as a viewer, if something's made me laugh, I think it's very nice that bloke was able to say, you silly sod, instead of you silly
Do
chop.
you actually say that to them?
Yeah,
That's
so
the
I'm
reason
very,
you...
I'm very glad I enjoyed the programme and I thought it was very real and I thought the bad language was absolutely justified. Because I don't, you know, I mean, we all...
Please, take another film here. This is a much cheaper film.
But we have a little film over there to do. Don't mind.
Now, which one is this?
This is when you're a crowd again.
I'm getting confused between the cameras.
Who's
that? What is that one shooting you?
That is shooting
Granada. That's Granada shooting a BBC film about us.
Come along.
Well, who's shooting Granada?
Well, that's Tunis.
Oh, that's Tunis.
Right, now all these people are going to come rushing through here, so you'll have to move.
After a day's filming like this, we'll probably go back and have a sort of drug-based orgy of some kind or another. Women will be brought in, politicians, anybody, you know, as good as an orgy. And a lot of stuff will be smoked, drunk, talked, you know. There'll be three kinds of orangeade. There'll be Ribena, there'll be cherryade for the children. Oh, there are children. And, of course, obviously straw for the animals.